In the beginning, there was nothing. And then the Lord said, let there be Fishbone.
Holy smoke, he's a tomb!
All right, it's time for another Pup Perspectives patented pre-death tribute. This is where we take a celebrity who's not quite dead yet and pay our tributes by ranking their discography or filmography. In this case, we'll be talking about the one and only Angelo Moore, aka Dr. Mad Vibes, the singer, songwriter, saxophonist, and thereminist. Is that what they call the person that plays the theremin?
I don't know the correct term for that. I don't know many of them.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's go with that. Thereminist of the Los Angeles band Fishbone, which is considered one of the most electric alternative acts with their genre-blending mixture of ska, punk, funk, soul, hard rock, and heavy metal. And with their energetic live shows and how many people point out their quirky image and lyrical content that ranges from comical to engaging social commentary, they've gained a cult following to be considered by many groups to be your favorite band's favorite band. So, Angelo Moore, born November 5th, 1965, and he met the other soon-to-be members of Fishbone while attending junior high in the San Fernando Valley area of California. And by 1979, the group was formed before playing their first show at the legendary Madame Wong's restaurant in Chinatown in 1983. As one of the main lyricists and spokespersons, Angelo has been a part of creating the signature Fishbone sound with songs like Everyday Sunshine, Lying Ass Bitch, and Party at Ground Zero, which I would say is the magnum opus of ska songs. What would you say, honey?
I don't know about that.
What did you say?
So, Angelo is also a poet, releasing several solo products under his Dr. Mad Vibe moniker. And Fishbone has toured all over the planet, been featured in movies and music videos, and influenced many popular bands. You know, you got your No Doubts, Primus, Sublimes, The Roots, Faith No More, and so on. So as a longtime fan, I have been plagued over the years with the thought that there is a slim chance Angelo will be dead someday. With that and the fact that he is the only member to be on every album, I'm doing a pre-mortem tribute by ranking all 8 Fishbone studio albums. So I'm not talking to myself for this whole thing. I decided to bring the wife on to help rank some of these with me. So Mandy listened to all these albums for her first time. I hope it wasn't such an arduous task, but how did it go?
I definitely feel like I'm more of like into their faster songs, the ones that, you know, like the circle pits going. To me, if the album has more of that, that's kind of my vibe. Not that into slow songs, but I'm just not into slow songs in general. So it was fine.
Coming in at number 8, the Psychotic Friends Nutworks from 2000. Now, this is the only album that was released on the Disney label Hollywood Records, and it features dozens of guest artists from Gwen Stefani to George Clinton to Donny Osmond. But the lack of creative uniqueness from their previous material is what kind of like hurts in a way, because with this album it's some more of uplifting ska and R&B tracks with friendly kind of pop hooks, and I would dare say this is probably Fishbone's most accessible album, being that it's really influenced by that 70s soul right away with those covers like the Shaky Ground cover and the Sly Stone cover on there. But you get some punk moments like the song Just Allow, and I gotta admit, I still like that final track Karma Tsunami, which bassist Norwood is like really going off on the bass tabs in there. But overall, I think this album is just kind of boring to me. Nothing really risky or, pushing the envelope like their other albums do. Let's go to Mandy. What your thoughts?
Nothing really stuck out to me. Like, there wasn't like that one song that you're like, oh, I'm going to have to listen to this a million times. So to me, it was just kind of there.
It's just a safe album. That's really what the problem is.
Yeah, there was like nothing even that's like super weird. Because like sometimes I'm not always into it when they get like really weird. But I'm like, I would have at least been like, oh, cool. Like, it's different. Could be somebody's cup of tea, but I don't know. It was just kind of meh.
Coming in at number 7, Chim Chim's Badass Revenge from 1996. Now, this is a much heavier album. Angelo poetically lashes out at the music industry on the interludes. But here's the problem. With the departure of founding members Kendall Jones and Chris Dowd, Fishbone sound suffers both musically and lyrically as a 5-piece. I want to ask you, what would you say, Mandy, is the main problem with Chim Chim's Badass Revenge?
This is my second favorite.
Did not see that coming.
It was just weird and had a lot of like pit songs, and that's like what I'm into. Like, let's get nuts.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
That's one of the things that I would say is not the problem with the album. Let's go that way first. I think the songs that she's mentioning, the really energetic punk tracks like Beer Gut, Alcoholic, and the very relatable Monkey Dick are definitely standouts on this album. But the thing I was going to say is the songs on here are just too long and meandering. Now, there's a song on here called In the Cube, which is like over 8 minutes long. And it's really grown on me because I really love the way like guitar progression switches in the pre-chorus. It's really simplistic, but I love that. But then at the same time, songs like Love, Hate, and Sour Piss, the length feels like a chore to get through. So did you feel like some of the longer songs were kind of an issue?
I did not make note of it, but there's other albums where I have made note of how some are just too long. But this one, I was fine with it. I guess there wasn't enough that I thought it was an issue. So I don't know. I thought this was fun.
All right. So coming in at number 6 is Still Stuck in Your Throat from 2006. A lot of people have this as Fishbone's worst album, but this is shockingly underrated to me. And again, similar to Chim Chim's, this album focuses on their band's more aggressive, humorous ska punk side with tracks like Jackass Brigade, Skank and Go Nuts, and the really bass-heavy Rock City track Party with Saddam. My favorite track on this album is that chaotic, frayed f***ing nerve ending.
That song is awesome. That's when I'm like, I'm going to listen to that again for sure. And like his vocals that I like really like in that too, because it really just seemed like he put like a lot of himself in it and like a lot of energy. There's a couple of decent songs on there, and nothing that I like hated. Like it was, to me, it was pretty solid.
The songs that I really liked also, Let Them Hoes Fight. I've heard that song like back when it came out. That was fun too. But let's get into the, even though this actually was released on the Sublime tribute album a year prior, the Date Rape song. What did you think of that cover?
It was just fine. I mean...
Oh, really? I thought you had more to say about it. Because I thought they really put a lot more, like, production into, like, it with the horns and, like, a lot more members in the band compared to Sublime at the 3-piece. They were able to put more into it. Coming in at number 5, got Stockholm Syndrome from 2025. Now, it's been 19 years since Fishbone released a full-length album, and they've gone through quite a bit of lineup changes. But this time, they got Chris Dowd returning on vocals, keyboards, and trombone, and the current lineup sounds more urgent and refreshed than they have in years. I'm guessing you noticed that this album is really tackling a lot of like current events with like the soulful opening track Last Call in America, or the straight up reggae song Why Do We Keep Dying, and they're also have a song dedicated to the current president called Racist Piece of Shit. You got some punky songs on there that I'm guessing you liked as well, like the adolescent regression behavior, which sounds like Looney Tunes, like ska punk circus. And you got that quirky ragtime song, Gelato the Clown, which I thought was pretty cool too. Coming off that last album we just talked about, what do you think of this one?
It was just fine. It has some solid bops, I guess, but I guess I like a more energetic album than what this is. I guess I'm over the whole political songs, which is weird for me, so I'm just kind of like, okay.
Yeah, it seems like it's gonna always be relevant, the particular song topics they're talking about. The two songs I want to talk about with you, one is called Living on the Upside Down. And as a David Bowie fan, I was wondering what you thought of this one that had this really like space rock sound similar to what he does.
Just said it was a bop. Just kind of, sway a little bit and chill.
Okay. And then the last song, Love is Love, which is very Beatle-esque. And as a Beatles fan, I thought maybe you would pick up on that as well. Did you?
No. It's fine. I just want to dance.
Halfway there, folks. Coming at number 4. All right. Gotta say this whole thing. Give a monkey a brain and he'll swear he's the center of the universe, from 1993. And this is the last album to feature all 6 original members, and also is the heaviest album in their discography, with the first 3 tracks in the metal genre before they slow things down with the mid-tempo soulful Scotch song Unyielding Conditioning. So this might be an interesting one for my wife here, because as you heard earlier, she likes when they play more heavier stuff, but I'm not sure if this is her tempo.
Not my f***ing tempo!
You get songs like Swim and Servitude that have like great moshable feelings, and like the song Warmth of Your Breath, that is definitely like a more heavier punky song. What did you think of this one?
Yeah, I mean, I like it when it's like really hard rock as well. So like, I've heard Swim before, and there's a couple other ones that have some kind of like funk to it that I just enjoy. But there is a lot on this one that the slow songs are way too long. That's my like gripe about it. But otherwise, it's a fun one, weird and fun, which is kind of what I go for.
Yeah, the slower ones she's talking about is the ones that Chris and Kendall had a hand in writing.
I'm gonna get hate mail from them.
If you listen to the lyrics of songs like Black Flowers or like the more melodic metal song In the Rain, it's some of the most thought-provoking stuff they've written. But don't fret, you guys, because if you want to hear some of that zaniness, Angelo does do it with that avant-garde punk track that goes from punk to jazz funk, the song Drunk Schizo. It's just, some would say would fit perfectly on a Mr. Bunghole album. But your first time hearing that song, were you like, what the hell is this? Or were you like, this is right up my weird alley?
It is up my weird alley. It's fast, it's fun. It's like, let's go.
Coming at number 3, In Your Face from 1986. And after such a quirky self-titled EP, which is basically one of the essential ska EPs of all time, this debut album is surprisingly mature in its sound. It's a mixture of ska, soul, and new wave with some funk and a little bit of punk rock. It's got the lyrical topics ranging from surface level, like on the keyboard-led Ode to Fat Girl song Charlie, or the self-explanatory ska tune I Wish I Had a Date. But it also covers serious issues like on the anti-war song Give It Up, or the more existential track Movement in the Light. But overall, what's your thoughts on this and placing it number 3 on my list?
I think it's like a really great first album. Like, I really feel like it establishes what they're about. I don't know. It just is like really well put together for a first album. I really like the opening track. I thought the opening track really like was like funky, and it's a little 80s, you know, because it was in the 80s. So it was just that it started off really solid. A selection's fun too. So to me, it just really solidified this is what we're gonna be, and it feels like they kind of stuck to like this beginning record throughout, which is kind of cool.
Number 2, The Reality of My Surroundings from 1991. This is their breakthrough album. It charted the highest on Billboard, leading to larger crowds at their shows and more television exposure, including being on shows like the Arsenio Hall Show and Saturday Night Live. It's a peak mixture of genres including metal, funk, rock, alternative, soul, punk, ska, and even gospel. So lots of bangers on this one. Got Fight the Youth, Behavior Control Technician, and their highest charting song, Sunless Saturday. So before I mention why it's not their number 1 album, let's get Mandy's thoughts on it.
This is my least favorite album.
What?
I really don't like it. I mean, I like certain songs like Nasty.
Nasty Man, yeah.
I do like that song, and I mean, Everyday Sunshine I've known, so yeah, but album is like weird, and I don't like the interludes. Oh yeah, I also like Sunless Saturday, obviously, but it just seemed all over the place, so I just did not like this one. It was too long.
That is what we call an unpopular opinion right there. We'll have to just call you an ignorant slut on this one.
You ignorant slut.
Unlike what Mandy says, regardless, I think this album is a classic, but there is one that is better.
Mm-hmm.
Which leads us to number 1, Truth and Soul from 1988. A groundbreaking and well-deserved on the list of 1,001 albums you must hear before you die. 12 tracks, virtually no skips, excellent hard rock cover of Curtis Mayfield's Freddy's Dead, which that song leads to the fan favorite Ma and Pa, as well as other great deep cuts like Question of Life, Mighty Long Way, the bass slapping, Boning in the Boneyard, very relatable, Subliminal Fascism, and plenty more. So I'm guessing you would say this is your best album as well too, honey, right?
Yeah, this is my number 1. But just solid bangers on this one, and they're fun, faster songs than the first one. But yeah, just about every song on this is good. So yeah, I would definitely recommend.
And also, if you notice with the lyrical content, that's when they really started getting more conscious with the black struggle in America at that time, where at the latter half of the album, like the song Slow Bus Movement, where yeah, the music doesn't really sound quote unquote black music, but what they're talking about is definitely topics that are really relatable to like the urban streets. And absolutely beautiful acoustic ballad changed by Chris and Kendall to close out the record, which I still think to this day that Obama should have used it during his campaign in 2008. So yeah, that is my ranking of the Fishbone albums, and this is the part where we do a eulogy for the person. So here we go. Angelo Moore, you're one of the most talented, energetic, and versatile frontmen around. With your help, you have made Fishbone's mixture of satirical humor to unapologetic, diverse music both influential and underrated to everybody. With your overwhelming positivity and unconditional love, it's very unlikely you'll spend your afterlife in hell, despite the fact Fishbone is red hot.
Fishbone is red hot. Fishbone is red hot. Fishbone is red hot. Fishbone is red hot.
Like and subscribe, folks.